Need computer training for a group or office? Contact us today to get a free demo of our training at www.teachucomp.com/enterprise-licensing. Now we need to look at the tools that you can use to modify the clip art that you have inserted. Once you insert a picture, the Picture Tools contextual tab appears with the Format tab displayed. This tab contains the main functions that you can use to quickly and easily format the inserted pictures. Note that this contextual tab only appears when you have an image selected within your presentation slide. The buttons available within the Adjust group allow you to make various types of image adjustments to the currently selected picture within your presentation. You can click the Brightness drop-down to choose another brightness setting for the selected image. You can likewise click the Contrast button to increase or decrease the level of contrast used in the image. You can use the Recolor drop-down button to select from one of the many preset coloring tints to apply to the image. You could also use the More Variations command to open a coloring choice from the palette of colors that appear. You can click the Compress Pictures button to open a dialog box that allows you to compress one or more images in your presentation. In the Compress Pictures dialog box, you can view your compression settings by clicking the Options button. This will display your compression settings in a new window where you can set them as desired. Then click the OK to return to the Compress Picture dialog box. If you only wish to compress the currently selected picture versus compressing all of the pictures within your presentation, then you need to check the Apply to Selected Pictures Only checkbox. Once you have the settings you desire, you can click the OK button to compress the pictures in your presentation. Note that this is typically only done for graphics that are intended for web page display, as smaller graphics files tend to load faster. This will also not work with ClipArt, just photographs like JPEG and GIF files. The last button in the Adjust section is the Reset Picture button. You can click this button to reset any changes that you have made to a picture. The next group in the Format tab is the Picture Styles group. You can click on any picture style shown in this area to apply it to the selected graphic. If you simply hold your mouse pointer over any of the styles listed, you can preview how the style will affect your selected image directly in your presentation before you actually click it to select it. This is a nice improvement over the previous versions of PowerPoint. Also, if you wish to create a custom picture shape, then click the Picture Shape drop-down button and select the desired picture shape to use from the listing of shapes available. If you want to add a border to the image, click the Picture Border drop-down button. From this drop-down menu, you can then click on a color of the border that you want to use. Also note that if you want to quickly change the thickness of a picture border, or have a dashed border versus a solid border, you can do that by using the Picture Border drop-down button as well. If you roll over the Weight command in the Picture Borders drop-down, you can select a different line thickness from the choices available. Also, you could roll over the Dashes command to select a dashed line style to use versus using the default solid border. You can click the Picture Effects drop-down button, and this will display a listing of the various stylistic categories available to use on your selected picture. Just roll your mouse pointer over the category that you wish to view, and this will display a listing of assorted styles within that category. When you hold your mouse pointer over any style shown here, you will be shown as a preview on the selected image within your presentation slide. You can then just click on the style that you like in order to actually apply it to the picture. In the Arrange button group, you will find buttons that allow you to change the placement of the selected image in the presentation. If you have overlapping images in your presentation slide, then you can click either the Bring to Front, Send to Back drop-down buttons in order to change the order in which the images overlap each other in the stack. You can click the Align button in order to choose from the available alignment options. The Group button is often useful when dealing with multiple shapes that are simultaneously selected in your presentation slide. If that is the case, you can click the Group button to group the individual shapes together as a single unit. Just make sure that both images are selected. You can also click the Rotate button to select a rotation option for the selected image within your presentation. In the Size group, you will find the Crop button. You can use this button to remove unwanted or excess parts of an image. Click the Crop button to enable the cropping tool. To use it, click and drag any of the cropping handles that appear around the graphic inward to crop it. If you make a mistake, you can uncrop by dragging the cropping handles back outwards again, or by clicking the Reset Picture button to reset the picture back to its original state. You can also use the spinner arrows at the right end of either the height or width text boxes to increase or decrease the height or width of the selected image. Also note that if you need to make very specific changes to the size of the image, you can do so through the Size dialog box. To open this dialog box, just click the Size dialog box button. On the Size tab within the Size dialog box, you can enter the height and width into the text boxes provided. Note that if you want to adjust the relational aspect or height to width ratio of the selected image, you would need to ensure that the Locked Aspect Ratio checkbox is deselected in the Scale section first. Then you can enter the height and width independently if desired. In addition, you can enter a degree of rotation to apply to the image by using the rotation spinner buttons. In the Scale section, you can enter a percentage into either the height or width text boxes. The image will then be scaled by the selected percentage. You can also check or uncheck the two available checkboxes in this section as needed when making size and scale changes. They allow you to lock the aspect ratio and to determine if the ratio used is based on the current image scale or on the scale of the original image. You can also use the spinner boxes in the Crop From section to crop the image with great precision if needed. You can also click the Reset button at the bottom of this tab to reset any changes made to the size of the image. On the Alternative Text tab, you can enter a text description for the image if needed. This is often used for individuals who use a screen reader to view web page content. This should certainly be filled in with a description of the image if you plan on publishing the PowerPoint presentation on the web. Once you have finished making your size adjustments, click the Close button. Like what you see? Get a free demo of our training for groups of 5 or more at www.teachucomp.com/enterprise-licensing.